What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to D+Pad Life, and today I want to talk about the PlayStation 5 and what it means to my future in gaming. Now, the PlayStation 5 for me has been an absolutely incredible console. I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I think it's a fantastic system. I really appreciate its lineup. As you can see, I've got a nice solid amount of PS5 games, and I love its PlayStation 4 support. The PlayStation 4 to me is an absolutely amazing console. And so it's really nice to have the 4 and the 5 all in one, and for the 5 to just improve the PlayStation 4 games as much as it does. It's really great. I thoroughly enjoy that about it. But the PlayStation 5 sets a major milestone in gaming. As we all know, the digital frontier is now. Games are going digital more and more these days. Everything you can get physically, you can get digitally, and there's tons of digital games you cannot get physically. And there's obviously a push for the industry as a whole to leave physical behind. I mean, we're now at a point where if you buy the PlayStation 5 Pro, it does not come with a disc drive. You have to buy that separately, which is kind of nuts when you think about it. Like, it's literally the Pro model, it's the elite model, and you're not going to come with a disc drive by default, and you're going to cost $700. It's wicked, man. It's super crazy to think about, but that's the world we live in, right? I mean, we've been seeing this happen. It's been coming. Even when the PlayStation 5 launched, there was an all digital version. When the Xbox Series consoles launched, the Slim model doesn't have a disc drive. They are very clearly pushing for this. And on one hand, you can understand why the industry would go that way. But for someone like myself who likes their physical media, it's tough, man. It's really tough to see us heading in this direction. And for me, if I can't get my games physically and I'm forced to play the modern stuff digitally, meaning I am paying for a digital file that I do not own. It is a glorified rental. It just does not intrigue me, man. I like to have the option of returning a game, trading it in, lending it to someone, selling a game. To me, when I buy these things, I never pay full price for them because I can always sell them. Sometimes they actually appreciate in value and go up. I can sometimes make money on these things, or I can just work them towards a trade to something else that I want, right? And this idea that in an all digital future, we're going to lose all of that, it's just not an ecosystem that I care to participate in. And I don't think I'm the only one. So it puts the PlayStation 5 in this interesting situation for me. I mean, it's still too early to say. Who knows? The PS6 could have a disc drive, right? It could. It may not. I think it likely won't. But it could. But even then, we're already in a situation with the 5 as is where sometimes there's hardly even a game on these discs. You pop them in and it's got to download everything anyway. Or games come out in this day and age broken and you've got to get a big patch just to get it working, just to get it to make sense. Something crazy like Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 5. I bought this game, right? This is a port of a PlayStation 4 game, and it had no music and was missing a bunch of sound effects. And when I realized this, for some reason, my Wi-Fi had gone down and it hadn't installed the patch. And I'm like, a patch? Why is there a patch for a PlayStation 4 game ported to the PS5? It had just come out too. There's a patch already? So I installed the patch and guess what? It fixed that glitch. So they sold this game's stock out of the box is broken. It doesn't have music and it's missing a bunch of sound effects unless you put that patch on. So technically, the PS4 version is the superior version of this game. Just irritating. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's the generation we're living in. And to be fair, things like patches and updates and things of that nature, I mean, that's been around since the PS3 360 days. It's not brand new. This is a fact of gaming we've had to accept for a while now. And it just sort of is what it is at the end of the day. And the truth of the matter is, you know, people do try to feel fearful about how, oh, at some point these servers are going to go down, they're going to close, and then how am I going to get that patch for Resident Evil 2? Well, the truth of the matter is, come then, the modding scene, the hacking scene is going to be up to date on PS5, and you'll be able to get that patch. Gamers, look out for gamers. We're not going to let that type of stuff just fade into, fade away and classify themselves as obsolete. If you know the reference, comment below. But yeah, that scene of gamers isn't going to allow that to be the case. But for a lot of people, they don't go down that road. They don't explore those avenues, and they're just going to be SOL. You know what I mean? And that really sucks. And by the looks of things, I don't see the PS6 doing what we want it to do. I could see it, maybe being backwards compatible with the PS5. And that would be great. And the truth of the matter is, when I got my PS5, one of the main reasons I wanted it is because it played PS4 games. To me, it was like, I wasn't buying a PS5. I was buying the best PS4 money can buy. And it just so happens to also play PS5 games. And that felt like a great deal to me, because it's like, great, I can upgrade every PS4 game I own, plus I can get access to the latest and greatest. I am down, right? And there were some games coming out on PS4, like Resident Evil 4, for example. It does not perform that very good on PS4, but on PS5, it performs lovely. And so it was like, okay, well, cool. Some of these games that are coming out on both, I can get the superior version. But the thing with the PS6 is, if it's only backwards compatible with the PS5, if it's backwards compatible at all, that's really not enough to bring me to the dance. Especially, now that I think about it, especially if it's a digital-only console, it might be able to play PS5 games digitally, but what am I supposed to do if I've got all these discs laying around, right? Now, what I will say, if the PS6 has a disk drive and it is backwards compatible with the PS5 and the PS4, boom, I'm all in. At that point, I'm all in. It doesn't even matter really if PS6 games are primarily digital and the disc are just kind of a key. I won't say it doesn't matter. That's definitely a problem. But if I can get even better PS4 that money can buy, and I can get a PS5 upgrade, that'd be tough. I did say I'm all in. That's a bit of a firm statement. More so like, you've got my attention. Now it's all about how you navigate PS6 stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, as much as that would be cool to have a PS6 and it plays PS5 and PS4 games, I'm excruciatingly satisfied with my PS5. Like, it's doing everything I wanted to do and more. I don't feel a need for an upgrade. That's why I never got the PS5 Pro. Maybe one day I'll get that. But for right now, I got the base model PS5, the launch version. And I am extremely satisfied. So for now, man, the whole point of this video is to say, by the looks of the industries, by the look of things and the way they're going, I think the PlayStation 5 might actually be the last video game system that I get of modern gaming. It still has time to change that. It still has time to show me that, the PlayStation 6 is going to have more going on than what we've been led to believe. But for now, I don't know, man. There's my gold PlayStation 5 logo. I love that thing. For now, I got a feeling this bad boy right here is going to be where it comes to a close for me. And I'm okay with that. I'm actually at peace with that. And I hope a few other gamers can be, because then you can do stuff like this, man. You can play that Wii, that GameCube, that Saturn, that Xbox, that PS2, that PS3. suddenly when you're no longer in the race of new games and new consoles, it just opens up the hobby so much more to really diving back into these older consoles and loving them, just really diving into them and exploring their libraries. You feel more invited when that's the case. And but on the other hand, like now that I'm currently in this gen, I'm looking at this backlog, right? I've got all of these games in my backlog. I've got all of these games in my backlog. I've got all of these games in my I mean, it's a huge backlog. These two rows and those games there. I mean, look at that. That's a lot. You know what I mean? That is a lot of games to play. And so I'm really focused on it. I'm really goal oriented on it, but it's going to take a while. And so I'm in no hurry for the PS6, but when it does come, I'll be interested to see what it can do. If it can play PS5 and PS4 games and PS6 games are on a disc and they're more or less doing what these ones are doing, I can live with what we've been given in the PS5 gen. But if we're heading more and more digital, like more than what we're at already, bro, I'm tapping out. And I'm going to go ahead and devote myself to the amazing consoles I already have and the amazing selection of games I already have. It just kind of is what it is. I'd be curious, though, to hear how many of you guys are thinking this far ahead about this, and what do you feel about it? Are you guys thinking that, like I'm thinking, like maybe the PS5's it? Maybe this is where I draw the line. Maybe this is where it comes to a close for me. Are y'all diehards no matter what? My older brother, for example, said he's going to keep sticking with gaming no matter what. He wants to continue to play modern games and see where they go. And you know, I get it. I don't blame him. I want to as well. I just don't know if I can bring myself to. I think I'd rather not. I think I'd rather save my money and appreciate another side of the hobby. You know, the retro games, the modding scene, all of that sort of stuff. It's really fun on that side. So I'll still be spending money on game stuff because I'll be buying, more modern controllers for the systems and wireless adapters and any sort of hardware I need for the mods and things of that nature. But there is a finish line for all of that stuff, right? And there's other consoles to pick up. I still need to get myself a Dreamcast, for example. That's something I really want. I have a 360 now, but I'd like a better model of 360. That's something to think about too, right? And so there's still places to go from here. The channel still has plenty of content to discuss, plenty of things to cover. But in the meantime, I just found myself thinking about this today. It was just popping back in my head like, man, am I going to get a PS6? It really depends on what they bring to the table. So I'd be curious to hear what you guys think about this, what your thoughts are on the PS6 and where you stand with gaming as of today. Make sure you comment below. Let me know. If you enjoyed hanging out today, please consider subscribing. We're on the road to 100 subs, and we need all the support we can get, man. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and chilling with me today. If you like the conversation, please give the video a like. It goes a long way in helping the channel grow and helping get the channel in front of more eyes. But with all that being said, I appreciate you for watching D+Pad Life. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.